Well, guys, as much as I hate talking about this subject, I think it's really important because this is one of the most important blue pists, and we've already had tons of really good points brought up and some really good discussion in my comment section, at least, on the future of SoD, where it's going, and just sort of how people are feeling. So I figured we can all feel bad and sad together about this, and I'm going to continue reading it. We're at about comment 100 of 365, so it's going to be one heck of a journey, but I think it's worth covering everyone's voice, everyone's opinion, and getting these opinions and voices out there. So anyway, without further ado, I'm going to switch it over. Alrighty, so skipping a little bit of the GDAKP debate because I really don't care about it, and it's definitely a whole nother can of worms that we will cover at a different time. We're here, and it says, SoD has been one of the best experiences for me I've had across any expansion. It's really sad to see that PvP has been left behind since Phase 5. I was really looking forward to any kind of update today. Past week, I've been logging on and spamming AB like I was going for rank 14. Apart from World PvP and EPL, there's not much to do. Would be amazing to log on today and finally have something to do. Sadly, not the case. I don't believe that getting gear is the end of the game. Us PvP entities are getting the gear and having a blast in PvP. Please give us a PvP update, anything. Well, the only shining crown that we have in Last Glimpse of Hope is that they said they're slowing down development, not stopping. So if you wanted to hop on that hopium train, you can dive into that, but I already gave you guys enough hopium, and it was not very good. Damn, had a lot of fun playing. This was by far the best WoW version I played in the last 4 years. Shaman, Locks, Mages, and DPS were a blast. Can't see myself playing another version. Disappointed we didn't get a final balancing patch for PvE, PvE for certain classes. Dust to dust. This guy says dust to dust, brother. I think War Design is better than SoD. Oh, we got someone from the WoW Community Council, so his text is gold. That's pretty cool. Big props to the Classic team for taking some risks with SoD and making it a blast to have played through. While it had its fair share of issues and missteps along the way, hopefully these will help the team refine the recipe for original WoW content to come. Scarlet Enclave was a home run, by the way. The difficulty launch was a little ambitious, but the devs were pretty quick to adjust. This is very sad. We obviously understand that this was going to be the ending at some point, but I have not had this much fun since playing WoW since Wrath was in retail. Keeping in this era is fine, but it will eventually die. I'm hoping for a couple things. Can I have fun transmog items that we acquired transferred to retail? I want my corrupted Ashbringer forever. Can SoD players get a TBC boost? I do not care for mob, but I definitely want to play TBC. I think TBC, like, everyone asking for the TBC boost, one, I think they'll do it because they did it last time and they made a shitload of money. Two, I think it's just not ready. Like, I could see them, like, I said this as a joke, but a lot of people seem to like it. Kill the first boss in Throne of Thunder and you'll get your TBC boost because that timeline kind of lines up. Maybe even, it would have to be Throne of Thunder. I'm not really sure what they're doing with Heart of Fear at the moment, but yeah, it would probably be Throne of Thunder and you just get your TBC boost, which would probably be really cool and a good idea for them to do. But also they need to decide whether or not to do TBC Fresh or not, which I've shared my opinion on that multiple times. I want TBC Fresh. To be fair, Fury Warrior is kind of scuffed from Cat and Wad in terms of design. Probably gets a little funky as well at that time frame. I prefer to boost for TBC than MOP. Can we get a choice? Once again, the TBC isn't ready yet. How about something for those of you who have no interest in MOP? No way to transfer these characters anywhere. It looks like it's on subscribe time. Well, they put a huge time investments into a mode of play that very little participate in. I mean, logistically, how would this even work? Oh, he's talking about PvP. He's replying to Arc and PvP, and then this is someone talking about that. But that is very true. No, literally, very little people PvP, unfortunately. Thank you, Blizzard, for SoD. My wife and I won't be continuing to MOP or any other game mode. We will wait for Classic Plus if it ever comes. SoD just hit different. I wasn't a fan, but I didn't hate those things either. I love the way our classes played and the way raids shaped out. I quit Classic back in 2020 when I was way too loot starved. I quit Watlake when our guild crumbled in Uldar hard modes. SoD was the middle of these and it felt approachable with a busy schedule. There were so many highs with a few lows, but we stayed the whole time to the end. It was a bittersweet, and I just wanted to say thank you. If you ever bring a Classic Plus, we'll be there. Until then, take care and good luck. I hate how common this wording is becoming. Like, if we're seeing it so much, so many people are just quitting till Classic Plus, and I guess that's one way to make your voice heard. Like I said, my plan is to go to MOP and give it a whirl. I've already talked enough about that in the other 2 videos, so that's all. May I have all my unique SoD armor and weapons into a retail transmog? Some items should be the WL Truth Bearer. I use it on my paladin because it looks cool and it's good class fanning. I would love to see if this could happen in RipSoD. Honestly, I would love just a global collection log that no matter what version of WoW you're playing, you collect for your collection log. Retail being the place you can use everything, but I think it'd be really cool to just be able to collect everything and use it, because like, it's weird. Like, we have transmog in MOP, Kata, and we have transmog in retail. The only place we don't have it is any of these classic servers. So why not let people have their collection log for it? I understand the like disabling mounts and stuff, but let people collect for retail. I think a lot more people would come play classic because they can get their transmogs in retail and stuff. Please give us fresh SoD servers to fill the time, I beg you. I plan on making a video talking about this, but I think that is probably the absolute worst decision they could ever make, is SoD Fresh right now already. Are people really bashing on them for saying they're working on other things and want to thank people for playing a game mode? Actually crazy. Well, I mean, it's honest, and people just wanted more, right? They love SoD. They want to see SoD keep going. It's not bashing them. It's just sharing all their feelings, and it hurts a lot of people who have stayed here and played every single day season of Discovery. Like any version of the game, no worries, these people will never get their attention too. I don't even know what he's referring to. No one is bashing, they're upset that this great version of WoW has to take a step back because investors want to see more boost purchases via MOP Classic. Actually, I don't know what he's talking about there. SoD is literally a side project from the start. It had ups and downs, but I've never seen a game mode so hated on by people that no life it. And IPVP. All these comments is hate for the devs, with a few people being genuinely thankful for the fun. Maybe look inward. Like, everyone knew this was not going to be a long-term thing. The fact that it got 6 phases is incredible considering the crap going on with Blizzard and the Microsoft stuff. I'm not really sure. Like, people aren't, like, there's not a lot of bashing, honestly. There's a lot of thank you and it's saying I'm unsubbing, but not really. I haven't really read any bashing, I'd say. The boost should be for TBC Anniversary MOP is a wild call and a far cry from what the SoD base is looking for. Even the TBC boost is unappetizing to most, but at least it makes sense in the context of server progression. I mean, honestly, like, as I've said multiple times, MOP and how classes play there, like, just your classes, the buttons you have to press, from what I have done on the beta, feels the most like SoD. TBC is way more clunkier and way more classic and way less buttons. I promise you that. Your rotations are nowhere near as complex or satisfying, and you don't have as many buttons in TBC. Now, I'm not saying, he does have a point that this would, like, you know, we hit Scarlet Enclave, TBC should be next. We've talked a lot about wanting SoD TBC, but, like, once again, I just don't think the TBC boost would be something they'd implement now. Like I said, Throne of Thunder, kill first boss there, get your TBC boost. Just want to say thanks, Agrin, for this incredible journey. I know us creators can have our differences from player to player, but it was an amazing time, and I hope all the data your team gathered for us in the future as well. Much love to SoD enjoyers and SoD dev team locking in. Thank you, Tello, for the comment. Love to see that. Looking inward, mind your business, dude. I love SoD. I came back shortly before Next Ramus came out, and I have playing non-stop since then. I don't want it to end. Exactly. We're just skipping that dude. He only talks about GDKP. I'm honestly very obsessed. I'm a bit emotional, and that's the setting. I don't want it to end. I really like everyone on my server. I can't go to MOP or Anniversary. I mean, you can go there. You just don't want to. Like, as I was saying, like, I feel like WoW is best for its people, for the communities, for the friends you make. To me, I'm bringing all my SoD friends, everyone, because I really do think SoD will be dead by August. Like, I hope I'm wrong, and I hope we keep going with SoD. Like, I would love nothing more than to keep going with SoD, but I think it's the people, and if you can convince all your people to go give MOP or Anniversary a try, I think you can have a lot of fun with that. But once again, just being realistic of what I believe and where I think we're headed. I was very correct about this in my SoD is ending video, where I think we were headed with that. And other than the hopium I was giving you guys, which was pure entertainment, and I gave you the disclaimer, none of my feelings and thoughts changed. I think I have a pretty good gauge on these things. Yeah, you should reconsider and make Phase 9. I 1000% agree. Hopefully they see these videos, they see this outcry, they see what everyone wants, and maybe they make us that Phase 9. Want SoD, bro, not Mop. The biggest DPS for Garrosh was done by a Prot Warrior. They have that at least. Prot Warrior for Garrosh later at the end of the patch. Someone said, glad you like it. So we're getting to the point where people are replying. Then why not allow us to take them forward on our drain and mob? They just sit in a server where it eventually dies. A transfer to mob would be very interesting. I'm not sure how that would play off. It'd be nice to transfer all the gold or wealth over. That'd be pretty cool. So I'm not starting over there dry, because I took all my wealth when I quit Kata, or like when Wrath ended. I took all of it and I bought like a year worth of WoW tokens. So I'm poor again over there. So it'd be nice to do that. For my part, while I only recently started playing SoD, I love it, and by far my favorite version of the game. I sincerely hope whatever's next, Classic Plus, yes, we'll have the opportunity to bring our existing SoD characters forward, preferably by way of cloning, even if it means leaving something behind, leaving behind some more experimental builds that maybe weren't as successful. Rogue tank. Not gonna lie, though, there's a part of me that feels like this was sort of my worst case scenario, dedicating months of time into a temporary game. I don't know that what is SoD was ever fully communicated very well, and having created false I mean, from the beginning, they said this was a seasonal experimental server that will come to an end. Their normal seasonal timelines are 1 year. That is what they said when they did SOM even. So I guess a lot of hope, and a lot of people wanted more and wanted to keep going and wanted, but the dev team was very well communicative on this and said this is it. Like, we're lucky that we even got Phase 8. That's how like shocking it is. But having said that, I hope in the hopes that there will be a Classic Plus on the horizon, even if it's a ways off, I would highly suggest communicating that aspect much more clearly, and again, let us convert our existing SoD characters and progress for the new version of the game, maybe a little cosmetic stuff for having played SoD. I would love to see getting something cosmetic or something cool, just saying, hey, I played SoD, you know? That'd be pretty cool, because we see it in SOM, but we don't see it anywhere else. All in all, I really love SoD, and it's brought a lot of my friends back to playing since Phase 8 launched. A little bummed if this is truly the end for those characters, as we've all poured a ton of time and effort into that, but hoping that investment will carry forward into the future. Very well said. I agree a lot with Maldazar there. I'd rather than be transferred to TBC Anniversary if I had a choice, or let us have both choices. So, like, everyone wants their TBC thing, but like TBC is pretty far off still, guys. Like, to me, it seems they have reached a limit on the creative side of Classic, and this version is honestly insane to me. This tells me that they might actually push forward with Beyond Classic Mob, which is absolute atrocious. Despite how much I enjoyed Legion back when it was current, there will be possibly the Classic Shadowlands. Even Microsoft also seems to be at a cheapskate right now, not willing to extend and give the Classic and SoD more developers, which it makes both versions not viable. But again, he mentioned they are creating something new. Like, what are you even saying? You stop the development and turn it into a graveyard just like Classic Era, just for the sake of I'm bored of this toy and want a new one. I blame Microsoft for the lack of resources for the Classic team. This is just wrong, right? I don't get what this guy's on about, because he's just wrong. Like, they got more developers, they have a team, they're creating new stuff. We can refer to the comment Agrid made on Hammer Dance's video. Like, everything this dude is saying is just wrong, unless something drastically changed, or he works for Microsoft and has some in. It was fun, but not sure why it has to end. That would be great. They would have to strip us of all our runes, non-classic talents, heck, our gear as well. We're basically at in-game TPC or more with the gear we have on now. We are like SSC TK gear level, and we're definitely putting out way bigger numbers though. But eye level and like the stats under gear is that high. It felt like it was picking up some traction just looking at how many raids were going on. People were excited for more. Why end it here? 1000% this. We're excited for more. So much fun. Please, can you rename it Discovery Era already and just port over TBC Arena? This Caravan Tower and Caverns of Time so we can have stuff to do. I would love that. That would make me so happy if we got that. So let me get this straight. You hype up Scarlet Enclave like it's this huge final send-off, and you toss us a free boost like it's some kind of thank you and expect us to make up for all the unfinished stuff still sitting in the game. There's so much to explore that and fixes that players have been asking for that just keep getting ignored. How about giving us ICC-style buff for Scarlet Enclave, or letting us play Undead Paladin Dwarf Shaman, or finally unlocking the rank 15 PvP tile? Not to mention Izhara Crater, which has been sitting there like a Farngar, an idea you never finished to bother to finish. I think this dude's been watching my videos because I've talked about all those points. Instead of building on something you clearly love, you decide to slow down and push it aside for what exactly? Some mystery project that will someday be better. Another version of Classic SoD. That's 4 or 5 versions now. Original Classic Era, Hardcore SoD, and Anniversary. So make another version. We'll just put 6 classic titles. Does that seem a bit overdoing it? Season of Discovery is Classic Plus. It is not. This is very clear. This has been clear from the beginning. They said it's Classic with a twist. It is not Classic Plus. They nipped this in the bud at the beginning when people started saying it is. So it's the beta for Classic Plus is what it is, and I think they're developing Classic Plus. People are finally getting excited about new things in Classic world, and now you would pull the rug right when it gets good. Most of us are extremely frustrated over the lack of communication lately and how SoD continues to suffer from major balance issues, especially in PvP or one shot. We'll see. No one cares about PvP. This guy needs to remember that the PvP is such a super minority. But like I said, all this new content, like, they're saving it all for Classic Plus. Like, that is the picture, that is the idea, that is the dream, that is where they are going with it. And hopefully we'll see all these new things explored, stuff like that. And they are getting the ICC buff. That was literally posted before this blue post, so very interesting. Can we expect fresh SoD servers sometime? Would be fun to redo the new level of cap phase, people actually running old content instead of just boosting in invasions. That's a big debate that's coming up, and after we're done covering this, I will talk about that. I understand their side SoD is not monetized. The next thing will be. They should have told us SC was the last phase when they released it. I mean, they literally all but did. Like, the people that are, like, in denial of this, they said culminate. They said Season of Discovery finishes. They said everything. They did delete culminate, and they did change it to continues, but that's just because they didn't want people quitting. Like, Blizzard is a corporation and their goal is to make money, so if those words take it away, but like, they let us know for sure 100% that this was it. Like, I don't get how people truly just want to believe, you know? It's just super weird. To be fair, I don't think they wanted to only develop for one side. Pretty sure they were really limited. We're lucky we got all those awesome class quests. Very well said. How do you dislike a post here? SoD players really don't want to be herded over to Mop Classic. Mop is honestly the last thing I'm interested in, not even a little bit. How about some news on some smaller updates that were going to happen instead of effectively killing SoD in a single post? SoD Fresh greater than a Mop boost. SoD Fresh, please. Interested in a free Mop boost. Just a couple of SoD Fresh servers would be great. Once again, I don't think SoD Fresh is the play. I'll make a video talking about SoD Fresh in full. Definitely not the place to do it right now, but it's just such a bad idea with where we're at right now. If you ever see Fright Noodle in Classic Plus, give him a poke. Glad my druid is at least logged out under the waterfall and Duskwood, my favorite scenic spot. That's it for my subscription in Blizzard. I've had a backlog of Steam games that Steam games you've released me to, as I wouldn't fathom touching any other version but SoD now. Take care, friends. Rest in peace, Fright Noodle. Never forget. I like your name. Have enjoyed Season of Discovery more than anything else in quite a while. I hope you are cooking fast. Been playing for decades and you're about to lose a long-time customer. That really sucks. I hate to see that these people like played it for so much and then quit. Would have made more sense to offer an anniversary boost instead for TBC. Like, TBC is too far away to give him a boost. That is talking about Ark's PvP post. No class came close to the Paladin Truth Bearer class. You got to see Arthas kill Uther. Absolutely agree. This was one of the best lore stories ever. I literally made a Paladin on the PTR and went and did the entire quest sign from start to finish. That's how much I enjoyed it. It's the story of Gregory if you want to see it. Not my best video. Definitely not very good at telling lore stories, but I learned a lot, and if I ever tell another lore story, I think I'll do it much better. I was trying to stream it and do the video, and it just wasn't the best idea. Truth Bearer was quite cool. I'm glad they added it to the ability to get BWL class items for real. Yeah, it was very cool. Hope they give us more of that. It's just the best to continue SoD and rename it. Copy plus characters, do a new server type that can be classic plus. Too many people did not want this in. Also, what about Aranicus and Broxigaro's axe? Yeah, Broxigaro's axe is one of the greatest mysteries. Like, they added it with the Ashbringer updated model, and then we just didn't hear from it, see it, anything. Like, just straight up nothing. Which is really weird. I wonder if they ever had any plans for it or anything, or if it's like a retail cosmetic. Like, they added it and just nothing. I would pay good money for a SoD expansion too. I hate admitting that and saying that out loud because they might actually do it, but it would have to be something completely new. So it'd be very interesting. Weird. It'd be weird, but I would do it too because I love SoD that much. Really appreciate the honesty and transparency here. Thank you guys. I'm glad you enjoyed developing this project. Cheers, and looking forward to the next project. I feel like this post only hurts the game. So many people say that, saying time to quit is going to make raids harder. Fellow should have just not said anything. Well, they needed to be transparent and honest about everything, and it was time. Phase 9 hype, maybe because of me, got a little out of hand, and maybe they posted this a little too soon because of it. I don't know. But it's just like he's absolutely right. I've seen so many people quit. We've had like 3 guilds asked to be merged into us. We took one of them on. The others, just everyone quit the game before they could merge. I'm hearing guilds imploding left and right now. It's really tough. But if you're on Crusader Strike Horde and you need a home, SoD Saviors will take anyone and everyone, and I'll make sure you can raid it as long as you want. Awesome, thank you for the free boost. I'll be using that. SoD died with incursions, so never put those back in the game and focus on PvP. Agreed with that. Incursions in Phase 3 absolutely nuke SoD. Focus on PvP is just wrong. We should have balanced and fair PvP. I think WoW's at its best when the most people are playing it, so having good PvP and good PvE, especially in the classic way, is good. We see what happened on Anniversary, and everyone's just doing an AV simulator, get their rank 14 gear, and rank 14 is the minimum to take people to do raids, which is just insane. So it's just really weird what is done. So like I want honestly, I just want something completely new. You know, I'm okay with like they need to have some some upgrades from PvP, not all upgrades from PvP. They need to have some upgrades from PvE, not all upgrades from PvE. And I think that'd be a really great way to play the game. And I think it'd be really enjoyable. And a lot of people it's a big commitment to get an upgrade to go for it. So it'd be cool to see that. Hopefully in the future they stick with more content made for the casual players approach. Every version of WoW is esport design. Let this be something different. I do think that it has been really good. Last month I mentioned that I felt like the SE was to push people to MoP Classic. Like SA being that hard was to make people ready for MoP. That's an interesting conspiracy theory right there. Why would people join whatever's next if it's going to end like you did with SoD? Fool me once, fool me twice. I mean, we don't even know what it is, right? Like, it straight up could be, they said, a long-term permanent game for the best for Classic. So if it is Classic Plus, that's like, it depends if it's another season. If it's another season, I feel this. I would be sad too. But if it's Classic Plus, it's worth it. Alright, here we go. This is going to be the last one for today. Coming into my first Classic WoW experience through SoD was a blast, and I definitely experienced more than I thought I would have stuck around for. Although the phases I came up with a bucket list in mind and wanted to take on the full brunt of what Classic had to offer. I'm thankful to the SoD team and all the people I have met since that have helped me achieve my goals as a hunter made from Thunder Fury to Scarab Lord through the end as a wielder of the Ashbringer. Those moments I'll cherish and remember forever. Special shout out to all the people that let me tank content for them on my hunter, from dungeons to world bosses to raids. It has truly been unreal, pushing boundaries of what SoD has made possible. Thanks again for the wonderful time on Classic. I'll be looking forward to whatever comes next. This guy is actually on Crusader Strike, and he is hard. And I had a guildie literally like 2 weeks ago say, what are your thoughts on a hunter tank? I said, it's not a thing and I wouldn't do it, but if the dude is saying about it, he's obviously a gamer and has some interest in trying it. So if it's been successful and he's confident on it, I'd be down to give it a whirl. And I think they went with him, and I think they had a fun time with it. So that's just really cool to see someone just out here being a hunter tank and enjoying it all. But
Anyway, guys, this one is long enough. We will continue this series and covering everyone's voices and opinions. So it goes chronologically. So if you've been posting, we'll get to you eventually. So I really enjoyed this thread. I really enjoyed these talking points. And I think truly everyone's voice deserves to be heard and not just popular creators. So anyway, until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.
Hey, you. Yes, you. Are you still there? Well, I appreciate you for taking the time to watch this entire video and making it to the end here. If you enjoyed this video, definitely check out the other videos about World of Warcraft listed in these playlists down below. And thank you again. Have a great day. Bye-bye.